Hello, my name's Adam Cook, and I'm here with my good buddy Colm Ahern. How are you, mate?
I'm fantastic.
Jumped the
good
gun a bit
buddy.
there, mate. I don't want
A
to. I don't
small
want to step
bit.
on your shoes, but you. No. Why are we here? Well, we're here because I am one of those lucky people, and I got a message the other day from Xbox, which is always exciting because you don't get messages often these days, and it says, "Thank you for being a day one type adopter. We'd like to give you a game. It's going to be Limbo." Ooh. That's exciting, I thought, and then days later, in my inbox, there was a code for Limbo on Xbox One, which I gave to you, and you have played.
I have played Limbo. What can we say about Limbo that hasn't been said? I know you're not as big a fan as the rest of the world, and that's perfectly fine if you'd like to be wrong.
No, you've got me all wrong. You've misunderstood the fake podcast me for the real me.
Oh, really?
I actually think
What a twist.
Limbo's a terrific game. I just don't think it's the game. I don't think it's as good as the rest of the world do, because everyone else talks about it like it's the pinnacle of gaming. I think it's a fantastic game. It's a Journey-like game. It's not as good as Journey, but it's that kind of game. A nice short game, a nice, interesting visual, plays well. But I don't think it's the saviour of games as it seems to be known. That's why I kind of feel like whenever people go on about it, I glaze over a bit, because while I think it's a great game, I don't think it's like it didn't win Game of the Year or anything. You know, it wasn't the best game the year it was released. You know.
True, but at the same time, I would consider myself one of those people that when I played Limbo, I was just awestrucken. I just thought it was incredible, and it still is, because the Xbox One version is the exact. Well,
does it look better? Does it look anything different? Is it? I don't know. I mean, back then on the 360? That's when I first played it. Games were 1080p in as much as they weren't really. They were 720p upscaled or 1080i or whatever all that shenanigans was. But now we have these powerful new horsepower in these consoles, and but I guess if you played it on PC, it would have been 1080p, wouldn't it? So I mean. Talk to me about peas.
I mean, it's. I suppose it's the PC version, isn't it?
I guess.
I suppose.
I mean, is there anything at all, like anything different to the version I own on PC and on Xbox 360? Is there anything at all different?
Not that I can see.
I guess. Has it got 1,000 gamer score? Is it? I don't know. I mean. I suppose they haven't really announced, because this has kind of been stealth released. I mean, at the time we were recording this, you can't buy it on Xbox One. You can only get it if you got a code the way we did, which is via the Day One Adopter program, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, we've seen Sony do this a lot lately. Well, lately, over the past year since they launched the PS4 by bringing out PS4 versions of, say, that game company's back catalogue with Flow, Journey, Hotline Miami, what else came out?
It's with that in mind that I won't be a hypocrite and come down on Microsoft for this, because I thought it was strange the way Sony were lauded as such, but at the same time I kind of liked it for, like you say, bringing all of these games that... It's weird, because the thing is people always, when a new console comes out, people always go on about backwards compatibility, and it was only this generation that I kind of, when there wasn't an awful lot on PS4 and Xbox One, that I was like, it would be nice. Yeah, it would be nice if I could have thrown South Park in my Xbox One because it was a 360 game and just play it without having to do that. You know, I mean, but you can't, and yet all these games are still slowly coming into the system, and I wonder, are they being used as testing grounds? So, for example, GTA 5 has just recently come out on next gen, current gen, and it looks. I've played it, and it's fantastic. And we'll have probably another discussion about that another time. But it kind of feels like a test, like Rockstar testing the new system, so they are ready for development on their next title. And the guys making Limbo do have another game.
They do, and it looks...
But I forgot the name of
it. It was Project 2 for a bit. That was the working title.
It was at E3, wasn't it? It was one of the games they showed.
Yeah, Project 2 was its working title. I'm not... Did they give it an official name?
I think so.
Okay, I'm not too sure. But it kind of had that same kind of minimalistic, kind of limbo-ish
Inside.
look.
It's called
Yeah,
Inside.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, Limbo on Xbox One for Playdead could very well be, as you say, a sort of a test, having
Testing
a tinker
ground.
around with the machine, and knowing full well how well received Limbo was, bringing it to a new console, possibly getting a new, maybe a new audience, maybe even a fraction of a new audience.
But do you remember we
their
talked
game.
we talked to the Guacamelee guys about this very thing on our podcast,
Yeah.
which if you're not a fan or have never heard it before, you should go to iTunes and look for God is a Geek and listen to our weekly podcast. But that's something that we were intrigued about, like why bring a version of your game to the new console, and they seem to think that it did give them enough of a bump. But that's a different case because Guacamelee had a good few hours content. This is, I mean, I presume it looks good still. I presume it's the same game. There's nothing different at all. There's no new content.
The
apart
moment
from
the
another
spider,
the
moment the spider comes is the creepiest fucking moment.
I mean,
it's
that
just-
bit was brilliant.
I did just like replaying it there. I was just like getting goosebumps again. That spider is one of the best villains in video games. He's just a creepy with just the movement and everything about it.
But don't you think anyone who is mature enough in terms of age, because I would imagine this is not a 10, 12, whatever. It's not. It's probably above parental guidance. It's a I don't know, 12.
Definitely. I mean, like they're
just corpses and stuff, aren't they? But
exactly. Cast your mind back. Limbo is like it is incredibly dark. Like the first other kind of human-looking character you come across, when you stand on a kind of a platform that collapses, and then that body is actually shown to be hanging. So it is incredibly dark.
But that's what I mean. So anyone of that sort of level of, that age, that maturity is surely have played. I mean, this game was on every system. I have a feeling it was even on PS Vita in the end. It's like the only thing this didn't come to my recollection, would be like the Wii or Wii U or 3DS, which they have their own sort of indie games like Shovel Knight, which is fantastic. But anyway, I can't imagine it took a huge amount of development work to get this on Xbox One, because I just don't.
A file save as Xbox One game.
It must be.
That's all they had
right?
to do.
Because I mean, who hasn't played Limbo? I mean, there'll be a few. I mean, literally a few people, won't there? But I mean, I guess ultimately, what we're saying here, and I don't like to speak for us both, but I'm going to. What we're saying here is, if you haven't played Limbo and you have an Xbox One, it's a no-brainer. Because it's a fantastic game. You should go and play this game. And I'm guessing the footage you're showing isn't the biggest spoiler stuff in the game, but then the whole game is.
I mean,
it's a one-time. Well, I've played it through twice actually, but it is a one-time play for most people, isn't it?
As far as I can remember, I think Limbo was about 3-ish hours. Yeah. That's why it's as far as I can remember.
I would say so. It
And
has got collectibles.
It does. So it's there is a little bit of replay value there.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, if you haven't ever played Limbo before, you should definitely give this a look, because
absolutely.
I mean, I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think it's an incredible game with some just truly memorable moments.
Look, if I was reviewing it, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I do think it's a brilliant game. I just wouldn't quite give it the 10 out of 10. It's still an amazing game. Go play Limbo, really? Yeah, fair enough.
Indeed, yeah.
On Xbox One now. Thank you very much to Colm Ahern, or Colm_Ahern on Twitter. You can follow him there. You can follow me at JebusF or at God is a Geek. Do make sure you subscribe to God is a Geek. If you're watching this video somewhere else, it's youtube.com/GodIsAGeek. Colm, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much as well, Adam. And don't look behind you, there's a spider! Oh, Jesus!
Now I'm dead. Bye.
Bye.